Millions of UK households have relied on government support to weather the cost of living crisis. But here's the shocker: as of 2025, the Department for Work and Pensions has confirmed there are no new cost of living payments planned. What does this mean for families, businesses, and even the wider economy? Let's break it down. What were cost of living payments? Introduced in 2022, cost of living payments were designed as direct cash injections to help people on benefits, pensions, or disability allowances survive record-high inflation. Payments ranged from a few £100s to nearly £1,000 over the course of 2 years. For millions, these payments were not luxuries. They paid the energy bills, put food on the table, and kept households afloat when prices spiraled out of control. The current situation. Fast forward to September 2025, the DWP has ended this scheme. The final installment of £299 was paid in February 2024. Since then, nothing new has been scheduled. That means if you're on universal credit, tax credits, or pension credit, there's no more automatic top-up on the way. Yes, there are still local supports like the Household Support Fund, but the large, nationwide payments are officially over. The human impact. So what happens when the safety net disappears, but high costs remain? Families on lower incomes face an immediate gap in household budgets. Food inflation and housing costs are still squeezing wallets. Energy bills may not be spiking like 2022, but they are still far above pre-crisis levels. For ordinary people, this could mean going back to tough choices: heating versus eating, paying rent versus covering groceries. It's not just about numbers, it's about quality of life. The business impact. Now let's flip the lens to business and finance. When government support disappears, consumer demand takes a hit. That means retailers, supermarkets, and high street shops may see sales dip. Small businesses serving local communities will feel less foot traffic. Even bigger sectors like hospitality and services could face lower spending. Banks and lenders also need to watch this carefully. When households run out of cash, they turn to credit. That raises risks of defaults, late payments, and financial strain across the system. From an investor's standpoint, the end of these payments signals reduced government spending in welfare. On paper, that looks like budget savings. But here's the catch: if consumers stop spending, GDP growth slows, and that hurts businesses, tax revenues, and long-term confidence in the UK economy. The political and economic angle. Politically, this is a risky move. Strikes, protests, and growing dissatisfaction can all emerge when living standards are squeezed. The cost of living crisis hasn't magically disappeared, and households will be looking for answers. Economically, this marks a shift. The government is essentially saying, we're stepping back from emergency support. That means the burden shifts to the private sector, employers, lenders, and local councils. We could also see this accelerate trends like remote work, side hustles, and digital income streams, as people look for ways to plug the income gap themselves. In conclusion and call to action. So here's the big question: without fresh cost of living payments, will UK households and businesses adapt, or will this create a deeper slowdown in consumer demand and economic growth? What do you think? Is ending these payments the right move for long-term stability, or a dangerous gamble that could cost the economy even more? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Emexzel Smart and Green Wealth for more deep dives into how money, business, and policy shape our future.